Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had a bilateral meeting with his South African counterpart, President Cyril Ramaphosa, in Pretoria. This came on the heels of President Ramaphosa's inauguration, during which Ramaphosa emphasized that his administration will continue to strengthen its relationship with the Southern African Development Community countries and the African continent. President Tinubu, together with leaders of various regional organizations in Africa, attended the inauguration ceremony in Pretoria on Wednesday. Now, joining us on the news is Dr. Omololu Fagbadebo, a research associate at Durban University of Technology. Hello, Doctor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good afternoon. All right, so how significant is this meeting in terms of strengthening bilateral relations between Nigeria and South Africa, and what are the potential benefits for both countries?
Thank you. We know that South Africa and Nigeria, they are strong economies in Africa, and they are the strong countries, one in the southern part, the other one in the western part of Africa. And this meeting between Ramaphosa and Tinubu will engender stronger ties because of the mutual distrust that has always been existing between South Africa and Nigeria. And we discovered that even though the two of them are great economies, but most of the time there are always skirmishes, there's always crises between the two countries most of the time, even though they still depend on each other. But this kind of meeting will strengthen the relationship and then will enhance bilateral relationship between South Africa and Nigeria at this particular point in time.
In as much as we look forward to, the positives or advantages of the meeting, what are the current challenges facing Nigeria-South Africa relations, and how do you think that this particular meeting will address these issues?
Yeah, the major challenge confronting South Africa and Nigeria is mutual distrust. Even though South Africa has its companies in Nigeria, and then there are Nigerians in South Africa who are engaged in one activities or the other. But most of the time, there's always this crisis of xenophobia that always affects Nigerians in South Africa. And that has created a major crisis between the two countries. And I think this kind of a meeting will engender mutual trust if the leaders were able to discuss and then come up with issues that will be the focus of their activities. Rather than looking at the negative aspect, rather than looking at the crisis, try to identify why is this mistrust? Why is this distrust between the two countries, and then in what way can we resolve it? And I think with this, if the two leaders are sincere to themselves and then they put the interests of the countries at heart, they know that there are mutual benefits between, that Nigeria and South Africa will gain in this relationship. And I think the meeting has laid that foundation, and I think it's going to continue in that aspect. Yeah.
All right, talking about regional benefits that you just actually spoke about, how can this bilateral relations facilitate promoting regional integration between Nigeria and South Africa?
If Nigeria and South Africa if the relationship between Nigeria and South Africa is cordial, it's going to snowball into other region. South Africa is a leader in SADC. Nigeria is a leader in ECOWAS. With that, with good rapport between the two leaders, between the two countries, it means that there will be a more rapprochement between West African countries and the Southern African countries. And there could be a mutual intertrade exchange, economic collaborations in this era of globalization, in this era of artificial intelligence. They can share in terms of security, in terms of employment, in terms of mutual cooperation, mutual benefits, mutual collaboration will enhance if South Africa and Nigeria, as powerful economies in their respective region, if they can come together in unity. That would be very, very important.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Doctor, for speaking to us on this. Thank you.